Welcome to the Inner Champions podcast. Would you like to promote your business so the world can find you? Or would you like to become a sponsor of the podcast? If so, please contact us on Instagram at Inner Champions Podcast. Lastly, follow our current sponsor at The Real Talk with Jordyn.
Listen to this hot take. I'll have my thoughts on the other side.
You're hearing it from the other series. You're hearing other coaches. You're hearing Becky talk about when you let the physicality happen, people get hurt. There's fights. And this is the look that our league wants for some reason. We were trying to play through it. We tried not to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws. 0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out and probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants, okay. But I want to call for a change of leadership at the league level when it comes to officiating. It's bad for the game. The officiating crew that we had tonight, for the leadership to deem those 3 people semifinals playoff worthy is fucking malpractice. I can take an L with the best of them. I don't think we should have to play through more than what they did. We got players, Masha's on the glass and gets fucking cracked, and there's no call. And all of them said, it wasn't my call. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't see it that way. They're fucking awful.
All right, so you heard Cheryl Reeves, the WNBA coach, right there speaking about her team and about the officiating for last night's competition that they were playing in the, I believe it's the semifinals for the playoffs. And here are my 2 thoughts and 2 cents on it. 1, can officiating get better? Absolutely. 2, does the physicality need to be taken out of the game? No, because that's where these players and games are changing so much, is that when you take out the physicality, that's what, sports is about. You have to be physical. You have to be, better than your opponent. If we soften up any sports anymore, players won't know how to compete. Players won't know how to play for championships. Players won't know how to be tough. It's a sign of toughness. It's a sign of mental toughness. I don't care if you're in a female sport. You still have to have toughness. You still have to have mental toughness. And I guess a day or so ago, Becky Hammon from the Las Vegas Aces was complaining about the physicality on her side of things too, as well. And I just personally don't think that that's something that, one, we have a lot of control over. And more importantly, I don't think that we're going to be able to, adjust it or find a way to take it out of the sport, because I think it's, physicality is kind of an important thing when it comes to sports and competing. And like I was saying about playing for these championships is, what do these 2 coaches want? It to be handed to you? Do you want to be tapped on the back and say, okay, great, you won a plaque and you guys can go home now? Or do you want to be physical? Do you want to compete? Do you want to have some kind of, not aggression? I'm not saying the fights and stuff need to happen, or girls or individuals need to start swinging on people, but the level of physicality needs to stay the same, probably needs to increase. I bet if you walked up to Caitlin Clark and asked her if, she should take physicality out of her game, what she would do. Same thing for Paige Beckers. They are both physical players. They're both, aggressive. They know how to play that way. If you don't like your teams, getting punched in the mouth or whatever, teach them physicality, coach, more physical. Now, do I, sit here and say that I liked how that athlete got kicked in the knee or whatever? No, and I don't think that that's necessarily a common thing. I think it was just more coincidental. It happened, it took place, and, she ended up falling on the floor. I had a player one time several years ago kind of do the same thing. Knees bumped each other, and he was on the floor, and, life goes on type of thing. Do I think that it needs to be, more like I said, officiated better, maybe officiated harder. Why not come for the officials and say blow it sooner if you see something like that's happening? But again, this also plays out to be where things just happen in the moment. A referee can't expect that player was going to go bump knees with the other player, and he just had to let it play out. Again, that is part of the sport. That is part of you know competing, being physical, fighting for this championship. Um, and again, I wish this young lady all due respect, and a fast healing, and hopefully she can be a part of the next series that she's in 2 days or what have you. And I continue to wish her fast healing, and I don't wish anything on her. I just wish that these coaches would get a better understanding of you know putting onto their team that physicality needs to change. These referees are shit and terrible in everything that they're saying. And really, if you look at the bigger picture, or take your 2 cents to look at the bigger picture, that it really isn't these referees. It's just the way that game played out. Unfortunately, there were injuries. And maybe I didn't get to watch this game completely. Maybe that there were some other things stemming from this, bump in the knee. I watched the highlights several times. It looked like a clean steal to me. On the back end is when the knee bumped the other knee, and she was off to the races. The one that was, I guess, didn't get hit in the knee in that sense. But my personal opinion, I don't think that this particular call was on the officials. I don't think that they could have called it any later, any sooner, or any sort of the imagination. I just really think that these two coaches, Becky Hammond and Coach Reeves, need to reevaluate themselves, maybe, and potentially need to maybe have a different approach when it comes to coaching, especially toughness. Even though you really can't coach toughness, your players are going to want to have to play tough. Your players are going to want to have to play through a ring of fire when your backs are against the wall. I don't think that the emotion from the head coach for Coach Reeves was uh, appropriate by any means. But at the same time, I will give her the credit that, heat of the moment, her player goes down. That's probably all she sees. She doesn't see that, it was late and she didn't have the time to probably watch the replay. I will sit here and not sugarcoat shit. I would have probably done the same thing if I was in her shoes. I'm not, trying to pick sides and say that, she was right in this instance or wrong in this instance. I'm just trying to give you guys a clear perspective of what I saw, and what I think that probably can be done to get better from all sides. I don't think that there needs to be any type of league change, or what she was saying that she needs or wants a um, just a different approach, I guess, from the front office. I don't think that there's very much that the front office can do. This is just my personal opinion, but we'll have to wait this out and find out. And maybe that Cheryl Reeves will get suspended for the next game. Maybe Becky Hammond needs to be thrown down either a fine or a suspension. The way they're berating the referees and whatnot, but it's not my call. It's not my call. I don't know, and we'll just have to sit back and wait and see what happens. But that's my hot take for this weekend on sports. And if you guys don't know, as much as the Inner Champions podcast is a motivational podcast, I also want to bring awareness and my 2 cents on these hot take episodes, bonus episodes, whatever you want to call them, on the life of what officials go through, what other head coaches go through, what I would do in certain situations, what I wouldn't do in certain situations. And this is just a prime example of where we're at, what we're doing, and I hope you guys are enjoying all these different flavors of episodes. I know I haven't really been consistent, or so I say that I have been so consistent that my Tuesday episodes are just kind of on the back burner because there's a lot happening right now in sports that I think that awareness needs to be brought up to, and that's kind of what I'm doing, and I hope that you guys are okay with that. If you guys, have any other thoughts, opinions, suggestions, please get in the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, or here on Spotify and Apple Music. Also, we have a Discord. Get in the Discord. Let's start building that community. Please leave me your comments, suggestions, what you like, what you don't like, and everything like that. and I hope we can continue to, just bring awareness with everything that's been going on, whether it be in the world, whether it be in sports, whether it be just in daily life and being inspirational and motivational. I want to give you guys a bunch of different flavors of, me, who I am, what I'm about, why I talk what I talk about, and everything against, or, not against, but on those, fine lines and guidelines. And I just really hope you guys are continuing to enjoy what we are bringing to this platform. I'm enjoying making the content, talking about the content, and then just, sitting in the back and seeing the movement that will continue to move and continue to happen. And, this is just my new flavor in life right now, and I'm enjoying it and continue to enjoy it. And that is where we're at. So thank you for listening to the Inner Champions podcast on another hot take, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you very much.